Hey there! Welcome to our English lesson. You're watching Interklас. Get ready to study something new and interesting. So, shall we begin?
Інтерклас.
Imagine that you've got a task to write a book review, but you don't know what book to pick, and the main problem is how to write a review. Do you take an epic like the Odyssey or a popular book like Harry Potter, and what should you write about? Don't worry, this program will guide you through writing a good review. A book review tells not only what a book is about, but also how successful it is and what it is trying to do with the reader. So, what are steps to write a great review? You will know them better after the following video. Be attentive! Okay, today we're going to talk about how to write a book review. What do you need to know about it? So, first question, why would we write a book review? First of all, to share our opinion of books. Also, to recommend a book that we liked. And to encourage others to read. Then, what do we include in the review? This information is easy to find out. Just read the first page to find the facts. You will need the author of the book, the title of the book, and of course, how many pages are in the book, and when the book was published. Now we go to parts of the review. This information can only be written if you have read the book. Some of it is fact, but your opinion is very important too. You're going to talk about the story, the characters, highlights, were there any weak parts, and is the book unputdownable? So, firstly is the story. This is what happens to help you think about the story. This is what happens. To help you think about the main events, first draw a timeline with the beginning scene of the book at the top of a piece of paper and final scene at the bottom. For example, write Harry starts at Hogwarts at the top and Harry defeats Voldemort at the bottom. You can also write a sentence about where and when the story takes place. For example, at Hogwarts School of Wizardry in the present day. And now we are going to talk about the characters, or who is in the book. To help you describe the characters, first jot down these details. What is the name of characters? What are their roles? And what are adjectives to describe them? For example, the name is Harry Potter. He is a schoolboy wizard. And of course, he is brave. Now we go to highlights. This is where you describe your favorite part of the book. Was there a particular piece of action, description or character's speech you really enjoyed? Were there any weak parts? Were there any chapters where you wished for some action to liven up the plot? Maybe there were any realistic characters? Any descriptions or chapters that you felt were boring? Was the book unputdownable? Did you read the book whenever you had a spare moment? Did you read it rather than playing computer games or watching TV? Or did you read the first chapter and just put the book on a shelf to gather dust? Now you have a review by Phoebe. The book is named Holes and it's written by Louis Sacker. Stanley has never been lucky. That's because he is under a curse. Stanley is unjustly accused of stealing. Then something happens to his best friend, and Stanley ends up on the most dangerous and amazing journey of his life. I loved this book. It had adventure, romance, and comedy. My favorite character was Kate Barlow. She was a brave woman with opinions of her own and desired to keep her dreams alive. When I read this book, I felt many different emotions. Sometimes I laughed, and other times I cried. When I started reading it, I couldn't stop, and my mom had to take it out of my hands. It really made me think. I recommend this book to anyone who likes adventure, friendship, and superstition. It has a curse, an unusual group of friends, and some fantastic characters. Holes is a great book.
Interklас.
Now, I propose you to watch a short video review of A Hobbit by Tolkien, made by Kylie, a native speaker. Watch, listen, and notice. Did she use all techniques that we have learned?
Hey guys, this is a review of one of my favorite books, which is The Hobbit by J.R.R. Tolkien. And if you guys, I think I've mentioned this in videos before, I actually collect editions of The Hobbit. This is one of my newer ones. I think this is gorgeous. It came out just this year. It has, you know, the map here and loads of drawings. There's one of Smaug. Let me look at that. Loads of his drawings, and yeah, it's just a gorgeous edition that I got earlier this year. And Hobbit is a fantasy story of a hobbit, or a very small, happy, jolly, loves to eat person named Bilbo Baggins, and it's the story of when a wizard comes knocking on his door with 12 dwarves and tells him that it's time to go on an adventure. Essentially, the dwarves' land and treasure has been taken over by a dragon, and they have decided to reclaim it, reclaim the land, reclaim the treasure, and that is where the story takes off. Bilbo, obviously being a man loving his home and his little hobbit hole and his meals and everything like that, is very apprehensive about the journey, but ultimately decides that he's never gonna have this opportunity again and goes on the adventure. And he proves to be really, really helpful. The reason that I love this story so much is that it is absolutely timeless. It is the story of someone who is reluctant to leave their sheltered home and then decides to go out on adventure, and it changes their life. That is an age-old story, but obviously set in a fantasy land, which makes it all the better because I love fantasy. I love dragons, I love dwarves, I love wizards. I live for this shit. One of my favorite things about J.R.R. Tolkien's writing is how self-aware it is. It's very interesting, very beautiful passages, very... you always want to know more. He doesn't say too much, but he also doesn't leave out a lot. I absolutely love The Hobbit. I think it's a perfect combination of good writing, good storytelling, good characters, everything. It's just such a good classic story that I would highly recommend everyone reading. I think it's because of that I'm going to give The Hobbit 5 out of 5 stars, unsurprisingly, as it's probably my second favorite book in literature after Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows.
Interklас.
So, to sum up, Kylie told us about the story in Hobbit, described the main characters and told us why she liked it. I hope this program was helpful for you, and it's time to say goodbye. Thanks for watching, have fun and see you next time.
Interklас.
Hi everyone, this is Teen Time with Interklас. My name is Alexei. Actually, today we are traveling to Canada again to discover a lot of fresh and important information about this country. So the most important issues about Canada and Canadians are their currency, the oldest Canadian national park, Banff. And moreover, we are going to talk about some phrasal verbs to boost your grammar rules. A new quiz about Canadian culture is ready, and you will practice how you know Canada. So don't waste your time, let's get started.
Interklас.
What do you know about Canada from the previous episode? Actually, you have some information. So today, we are going to enhance your knowledge about this country, its national currency, Canadian dollars, and people portrayed on banknotes, the difference between American and Canadian dollars, the oldest national park, Banff, and with clear lakes, clean air. So watch the following presentation attentively. So the content of our show today is official currency, In Canada, nature, Banff National Park. The Canadian dollar, or CAD, is the currency of Canada. Banknotes of the Canadian dollar are the banknotes or bills of Canada, denominated in Canadian dollars. Currently, they are issued in $5, $10, $20, $50, and 100 denominations. Sir Robert Bardeen, $100 bill. William Lynn Mackenzie King, $50 bill. Queen Elizabeth II, $20 bill. Sir John MacDonald, $10 bill. And Sir Wilfrid Laurier, $5 bill. You look again at these banknotes. When you speak about coins, they are very popular in Canada too. 1-cent coin is called penny, 5-cent coin is called nickel, 10-cent coin is called dime, 25 coin is called quarter, and 50-cent coin and $1 is loonie, and $2 coin is called tony. Canadian nature. In 1883, 3 Canadian Pacific Railway construction workers stumbled across a cave containing hot spring on the eastern slopes of Alberta's Rocky Mountains. From that beginning was born Banff National Park, Canada's first national park and the world's third. Spanning 6,641 square kilometers of valleys, mountains, glaciers, forests, and meadows and rivers, Banff National Park is one of the world's premier destination spots. Set inside the borders of the West Banff National Park, the area that surrounds these two towns is a Rocky Mountain wonder, a place of electric blue glacial lakes, waterfalls, abundant wildlife, from elk to bighorn sheep to grizzly bears, and breathtaking grandeur.
Interklас.
As far as I know, you have some information about Canada, so let's check how proficient your knowledge is. Watch the following video quiz attentively and try to answer the following questions concerning Canadian money and Banff National Park. And now let's try to take a look at the quiz about Canada. What is Banff? A city, a river, a park, or a lake? Actually, Banff is a national park in Canada. In which province is there Banff National Park? British Columbia, Alberta, Quebec? This national park is in Alberta. What is the capital of Canada? Ottawa, Toronto, Quebec, or Washington? Actually, you know, the capital of Canada is Ottawa. How many provinces are there in Canada? 5, 8, 10, or 11? You know that there are 10 provinces in Canada.
Interklас.
So now we are going to take a look at some phrasal verbs such as look. The most common phrasal verbs are look for, look up, look forward to, and look after. The following video presentation will clear up all these phrasal verbs. And moreover, after this presentation, you will try to answer some questions. So, watch it attentively. Phrasal verbs. We are going to talk about phrasal verb with look. Look up. Find the information in a book or on a map or timetable. Look ahead. Think about what is going to happen in the future and make plans. Look back. Think about something that happened in the past. Look for, try to find something. Look forward to, feel pleased and excited about something that is going to happen. Look in, visit a person or place for a short time. Look on, watch something without taking part yourself. And look out, watch what is happening and be careful. Look round, turn to look at something behind you. Look through, read something quickly and briefly. And look to, rely on somebody or something. You just look at these phrasal verbs again and try to understand their definitions. So now let's take a look at look up, to search for and find, as in the reference book. For example, you need to look that word up in the dictionary. You have never heard it before. He will look up your number when he gets to Paris. Look up to. Appreciate or use as a role model. I really look up to my father. She will always look up to her father as he had such a positive effect on her youth.
Interklase.
Okay, you have done a lot of work today. You have learned a lot of information about Canada, namely its national currency, Canadian dollars, and you have some phrasal verbs in your active grammar rules. Have successful English classes. Take care and goodbye.